Hello, welcome to a tutorial on how to install Windows XP in Virtualbox. I'm your host, William Sandifer, and this is LDAP Technology. You first need to go to Oracle VM Virtualbox. It's either in your app drawer, or if you have a Mac like me, or you potentially could have it on your taskbar if you have a Windows machine. So we go to Virtualbox and we open it up. We need to go up here to the new icon and type in a name. I'm going to type in Windows XP. Okay, so we are going to also set our memory size to 256 megabytes of RAM, which that kind of seems a little puny, but keep in mind this is 2001 we are currently living in, so fun. We are going to create a virtual hard disk at the moment. We are going to be naming it Windows XP, and we are going to set it standard as 10 gigabytes, as you can see here on the screen. We're going to create it. We're then going to go into Settings and choose under the Storage tab. We are then going to click the optical drive icon, and then we're going to select our virtual optical disk file. Now in my documents, I have a nice little folder with all my Windows product keys and all the ISO files that you should need in there. So we have our Home Edition ISO right here. We're going to open that up. Now, we're going to go back, make sure everything is kosher, make sure everything looks okay. If everything looks okay, we're then going to click Start. Then going to open up your machine, put it into full screen mode, and now we're going to let it do its thing, which should take a couple of seconds. So you say setup is now starting Windows. Click up that little box here. We're going to hit enter to set up Windows XP now. Click F8 to say you agree. Now, since it can't find a previous version of Windows installed and the same ISO I'm using is an upgrade drive, we are going to click choose disk image. We're going to go back to our little Home Edition ISO thing. We're going to find a copy of Windows 2000 hiding under me the entire time. Okay, so setup is now going to read the files to see if it's actually a Windows disk. We are going to select the partition space by hitting enter, and we are going to hit using the NTFS file system quick. Now we're going to reinsert our Windows XP Home Edition disk back into our virtual machine and hit enter. Setup will now format the unpartitioned drive as well as partition it so that Windows can actually install to it. So now it's going to examine the size of your disks to make sure that you actually have enough space to copy the current files that are actually being copied as we speak to the disk. This should take a minute. Okay, so now that the files have been copied, we are now going to restart our system by pressing enter. As your computer restarts, it should ask you whether you want to boot from CD. Do not hit any keys during this prompt. And there we have the wonderful Windows XP startup screen. Lord, that brings back some nostalgia. So meanwhile, while I'm up here, let's go ahead and pick up our region and language options. I'm going to pick LDAP as my name, and we're just going to pick, we don't have an organization. So I'm going to enter my product key in, and I'll get back to you. Okay, choose a name for your computer that will help identify it on a home network if you have one. Okay, that's just LDAP followed by a random string of letters. So we're just going to call this LDAP Okay, I don't live on Pacific time because I don't live in California. I live on the East Coast. I love it here. Okay, installing our network. We will just be using typical settings, even though technically this VM is not connected to the internet in any fashion. Fun. Hopefully I'm going to try to play around with that in another video. We're going to do some hacking of Windows XP, crash it, and try to kill it. But to be quite honest, you're never going to kill this thing. It's unkillable. Okay, so now that we have Windows XP, we are now restarting, probably the final time. We're not going to press any keys to boot into CDs or anything. And there we have the Windows XP startup screen. It's lovely. Okay, they are now going to adjust your screen resolution, so hit OK. If you can read this text, click OK. I think anybody should be able to read that text. Okay, so we're in the please wait mode. I'm waiting. And there we get that wonderful Windows XP startup intro, which I'm going to have to silence a lot of that. I don't know if I can get copyright strike or not. Okay, so we are not going to right now, or you can if you want to, but keep in mind support ended for this 6 years ago, so we're skipping our internet connectivity. Remind me every few days to activate Windows. I'm using this computer. I'm the only user actually using this computer. I'm gonna hit finish. So, welcome. Yeah, fun. Okay, so now we need to do some post install stuff. We need to eject our ISO copy. Now, I know my computer might be at risk. Everybody's computer's at risk. I know I don't want a tour. We need to go up to the Devices tab up in your menu bar and click Insert Guest Editions CD. Guest Editions is useful because it allows you to get the full resolution and features out of your VirtualBox guest installation. It really does make things better, especially when you can finally get the 1080p video. Okay, just continue anyway, and it's now going to copy some files over. So, this should be easy. Continue anyway. Now we are going to reboot for the final time, which should be pretty much the last thing you should have to do in order to actually get running up on the system. Yeah, of course you're going to have to activate it, but I'm not going to show you how to do that because I don't want to get copyright striked. And there we go. We have our first Windows XP. We have it here. Yay. It's in full-on 1080p resolution. And yeah, that should be the only thing you should have to do. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, put feedback in the comments, and make sure you stay tuned for more LDAP Tech videos. Thanks for watching.